This is gonna be the episode Zach walks off this year.
It might happen. We'll see. I'm gonna get so.
We'll carry on without you.
I'm gonna get so ragey. I swear to God.
We're just gonna.
Let's go.
Welcome to Around the Monitor for the week of November 17th, the weekly gaming news talk show where every point you make in the discussion is a point towards winning. I'm your host, King Kaiser, and joining me once again is the unlucky tacticianer, the Green 8 Ball.
I want to remind everybody that is officially eggnog season, so cheers, everybody.
Fuck yeah. Oh, that was solid. Oh, he downs it in one. What a boss. Look
That
at this
shit's
guy.
so good.
The fanciest boy in the land, Dapper Dastard.
248. 249.
Jesus.
250.
Oh, so strong. The perfect male specimen.
This is peak male performance.
The snapshot crack shot, the Fisher King.
I need a new nickname. I'm unemployed now.
And we got Hio again. Alright, so earlier this week, Jeff Keighley came out and announced the 2018 Game Awards nominees. This is the annual event where all of the games industry comes together. It's kind of like our Oscars, but less important. But we're going to go through and give our list of rundowns on who we think's going to win and who we think should win, if we have any feelings on each topic. I'm going to go in reverse order just because I don't want to start with Best Game of the Year because that takes all the fun out of it. So, first topic, I'm going to skip Content Creator because it's going to be Ninja, right? Everybody agrees? It's going to be Ninja.
We don't know. I was putting his name in there.
If it's,
I mean, is he going to win? Sure.
They didn't nominate Hio and I, but you know we're dark horses in the race. Just no one knows about it.
I'm gonna throw my hate thing in here now that this is Jeff Keighley's Game Awards, which means it's always gonna be like 2 or 3 things that should be in the category, and then things that have to be in the category because Jeff Keighley has to be polite because he's a public figure. And in that
you realize that Jeff Keighley doesn't pick the nominees.
Yeah, I do realize that, yes, but it's still
it's voted on
Game
by
Awards.
a jury of peers in the games industry.
But this is the same thing with Todd Howard. You put your face on the front, I have to yell at you.
Okay.
I know Todd Howard didn't single-handedly make Fallout 4, but I'm still gonna blame him for it.
Anyways,
Vote for King Kaiser, Content Creator of the Year. Okay.
Around the Monitor, thank you.
Right in ballot.
Right in now.
We gotta keep going. Best esports moment. Does anybody have something?
Nope.
Okay. The Sonic Fox side switch was actually pretty cool. I do remember that happening.
That was cool, yes.
Best esports host.
Doesn't matter.
No one's gonna argue.
I love you, Shocks.
Okay. Best esports event.
League of Legends, baby.
The League of Legends World Championship actually was pretty sweet. I actually think that's like a legitimate contender besides my bias.
EVO 2018 is
I think
also my bias, but I would actually argue that as a total event, the World Championship had like pomp,
It had a lot of
circumstance. It had shows. It had like
Yeah,
music
I really
and
think League outdid themselves. But
EVO's also a bit like it's a lot of events at once, so it's
That's
not
where
like
it gets
the same
tricky.
thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. One event was better than the other. So.
Best esports coach. I mean,
I don't care.
yeah. Best
Yamato Cannon, good job.
I would
Good
say
job,
Dylan
Cannon.
Falco because they got the farthest out of those teams.
I'd also say Reaper because he actually did a good job coaching C9. Sure.
Best esports team.
IG who won.
Overly biased for a Western team. So overly biased.
This is what I'm talking about exactly.
Yeah, this is completely
actually won
because it's people in the West voting for this.
Okay, but they're still the best team.
Right.
category. But
still
move on.
IG.
All right. Well, when the Japanese games start coming up, we can talk about that. Esports player. I don't give a fuck.
I thought Sonic Fox was awesome.
I love Sonic Fox. I would argue
Sonic
Tokido
Fox.
is a better fighting game player than Sonic Fox, but I love Sonic Fox.
See, I would disagree. I think Sonic Fox actually is has a better range of games, but that can be debated.
I'm gonna also write in higher for this one. You didn't see him there, but he was there. That's why he missed so many shows in a row. He was on the world stage.
Yeah, he's a top Zillion player in the League of Legends fighting game.
Dude, don't get me started.
Jesus God, why did I say that? Best esports game? God, I don't care.
Fortnite's gonna win. Fortnite's gonna win. It's stupid.
It's not a fucking esport.
Not yet.
Yeah, it's
no,
not.
yes it is. Yes it is.
You can't have 2 tournaments and be an esport.
Yeah, that's my thing. It has no competitions yet. That's
I
way
would
too...
honestly put fucking not Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear Exard on there before I put fucking Fortnite on there. At least they have a tour. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Anyways, let's get into the actual topics.
All right.
Best debut indie game.
Oh man.
I mean, I feel like Fisher King's really the only one who has opinions on this, apart from myself. But do you want to say your?
Do you want me to just go? It's not Donut County. It can't be Donut County because it's not his fucking debut. He's already made games.
He's worked on games. It's his first game that he's producing himself.
Tattletale was fucking Twitch bait for a month and a half. Sonic Dreams Collection was a thing that certainly happened.
He did make that. I forgot.
Donut County is an awesome game. And it's a fantastic game, but I can't rightfully say it's the best debut indie game because it's not his debut. However, I could make the same argument for other things on this list.
Exactly. So
I'm gonna say Donut County.
I'm gonna say The Messenger.
I'm also gonna say The Messenger.
I would say Donut County.
I do want to throw some vote behind that.
Did you play it? Devin?
No, but I've seen it.
Oh,
I've
okay.
seen it though.
I
know of it. So
I'm
I know
bummed.
about it.
I'm bummed that Wargrooves got pushed so fucking far back. God damn it. I don't know if anybody's heard of that game, but that game is coming out Q1 of now 2019. It was supposed to be released this year. It's like Advance Wars 2.0.
Anyways. Yes, I agree with you. Sorry, not trying to cut off your opinion. I wish that game was out.
Yeah.
Best student game. Sorry, kids. Go back to school because I haven't played any of these fucking games.
No one has.
Combat 2018, as opposed to my favorite game, Combat 2017.
I'm over Combat
That was
2015.
so last year. That was so last year.
I'm really about that Lif or Dash Quasar. Dash
I like
Quasar is a
art.
cool name.
That is a good name.
Make sure you post the list so people know what the fuck we're talking about.
Oh, they got the list. Yeah. Best multiplayer game. All right, this we can get into some juicy topics.
Okay, let's
here.
go. Let's go.
This is juicy.
And why is it Sea of Thieves?
Because the things fucking came out.
No.
The unfortunate thing is, I think that might be the only game that all of us have played on here.
I mean, I didn't play Sea of Thieves. I
you
just watched
didn't.
you guys. I just watched you guys play it.
I have technically played all of these.
No. Oh, Kaiser hasn't played Fortnite. That's probably it.
Have you not played
Yeah.
a single game of Fortnite?
Nope.
Pretty hard to do.
Nope. I have not either.
I've played
You're
3.
Yeah.
Lucky, you're not missing much. Just point
Yeah.
out. Sorry to everybody who plays Fortnite and Ninja.
Sorry, Ninja.
Sorry, Ninja.
I know you watch this every week.
I know you watch this show. You're a big fan.
Judging on the fan bases, I mean, here's the thing: Fortnite probably is going to win.
Yeah.
Honestly, it probably should win in terms of, again, the cultural impact of the game. The fan base I think I want to see win would maybe be the Monster Hunter fan base, even though I am not in it. I can't get into those games. I tried. Or maybe Call of Duty Black Ops, but
Wait, the Monster Hunter fan base is what you're saying? You're not in it?
no, I don't play Monster Hunter.
You didn't play World?
No.
I thought you...
Wow.
Oh,
Let's play some World later.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
don't have
throw
it.
in some words. I mean, as someone who does have like 100 hours on Monster Hunter World and has played the last 3 games in the series prior to that one, it's definitely the cleanest game in the series they've come out. It's sold extremely well. It's the same core stuff that all the other games have, but it's more accessible with a lot more improvements, and it's a pretty beautiful game.
Mhm.
Fortnite will most likely win, but I think Monster Hunter deserves to win.
I would say that,
more.
the reason that Monster Hunter would deserve it is because this, out of any of the Monster Hunter games, including the ones that did have multiplayer, because not a lot of them have, this is the one where they finally get this is a game you want to play with your friends.
Mhm.
You and your buddies want to go take down gigantic friendly beasts, or not friendly beasts, whatever.
They are not friendly.
Yeah. Whereas like Call of when a Call of Duty is in the list, it's like, well, yeah, if it's on the list, it completely failed. That's its whole job. And Destiny is an MMO.
Very
Sorta.
true. All right. Next. Wait, do you want to say that more?
I'm kind of bummed because I know a lot of these games don't wait technically till the end of the year, but I would be interested to see if, technically speaking, I know this is going to be just me being an asshole, but if Smash Brothers technically comes out before the end of the year.
No, it's the cutoff.
I know.
Yeah.
I know it's a certain cutoff, but that would be interesting to me. That
I mean, Smash Brothers comes out literally the day after the Game Awards.
I feel
would've-
like that is also interesting because they didn't give
Yeah.
like even we all know Fallout 76 isn't going to be a good game or isn't. It's already out, but whatever. But it didn't even have a chance
Yeah,
really.
that's kind of weird too.
And
that's
that's one of the biggest pure multiplayer releases.
a
of
weird
the year.
admission.
it-
I would have.
I think honestly it was them being behind on development time. I mean, look, the game came out and it was so fucking busted already. Like the game crashed
but so was Sea of Thieves. We all played it.
The man's got a point.
I
It
don't-
just happened to come out in Q1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't argue that Sea of Thieves was buggy. It just wasn't a good
Oh no,
game.
it was still
No,
pretty buggy.
it was both bad.
It was buggy.
Okay.
Trust me.
I don't remember the bugs as much. Maybe.
There were
They were, like,
I watched some
disappearing.
people try it. It was an
Yeah.
absolute.
Early streams of that game are beautiful.
Although,
Okay,
hey,
let me say something.
yeah.
do you wanna
Haya?
say
Haya?
Hey. When it comes to these multiplayer games, we're all kind of sort of saying, Fortnite's probably gonna win, but maybe it doesn't deserve to. I don't really much care for any of these games, but the one thing Fortnite does have above all of them, low barrier to entry, no cost. I can download, jump in, play some games with my friends every 6 months, and it's gonna be the exact same experience as opposed to maybe some of these other games. Sea of Thieves is getting updates out the wazoo. Monster
Destiny 2
Hunter
is
World,
too.
I know nothing
Destiny
about
2
it.
is.
Well,
There you go. Destiny's
honestly,
getting
they support Fortnite really well. There's a reason
gives,
they
like, a new
keep
map
the
every few
community,
Yeah.
because they keep creating content for it, and people keep showing up for it. So
Maybe
And I can keep showing up, and
Maybe
it's a
their
great
largest
experience
competitor
every
should have
single
learned something.
Maybe.
They've literally stepped on the fucking tombstones of how many of their competitors, I'd argue, nowadays too.
I mean,
'Cause
there's only
like-
one that's dead.
Yeah. Well, no, DayZ's pretty.
It's not quite.
Oh,
dead.
DayZ is not in competition with Fortnite.
But as I'm saying, it
Not
was
anymore.
like it was a
Not
thing.
anymore, yeah.
It was,
It was
thing before
supposed to
PUBG.
be.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay.
next topic: best sports or racing game.
Does anyone else feel like that is a weird combination of topics?
It's just because there's not enough racing games to make its
Yeah,
own topic.
technically racing is
enough.
a sport.
Yeah, also
fair
that.
It's not like ESPN.
Oh,
though,
don't get.
Yeah, but
let's not do
I
the
would
sport-
consider
let's
them
not do the
different
sport
genres
conversation.
of video
Yeah,
games.
I get that. They're different genres.
What's a sport? What's
Fuck
not?
off.
Oh,
Fuck
my
off.
God.
Are esports sports?
Where's Ace Poker 2019?
God damn it.
Or solitaire on my phone.
It says best sport or racing game, so
Oh man.
Oh,
got him.
He plays it. He's the best though.
That hard
so.
burn on Solitaire.
Jesus. Anyways, shit. I just realized that your joke earlier about Konami and the soccer, like that's a Konami soccer game.
That's what I said.
That's what I said.
Man, I wasn't paying attention.
That's what I
That's what I
said.
said.
I want a point for that.
I didn't
I
say
said
it.
I posted the game.
Yeah, but it was a callback joke. I didn't know it was a joke to what they. Anyways, I mean, my vote's for Mario Tennis Aces just because I fucking love that game.
Okay.
You're the host. You can't.
I'm gonna here.
I'm putting out my
He
opinions.
can have an opinion.
I'll put my vote in for Mario Tennis as well. But I want to shout out to NBA 2K games for remaining consistently good and updating their story and like their rosters, unlike taking the cheap way that fucking EA Sports does with their Madden games. Trust me,
Yeah.
fuck them. But 2K actually does care. They make very good basketball games, much better than NBA Live too. So don't.
I'm
fight
also gonna throw mine at 2K because 2K does actually care about the games they make, including like they make the wrestling games, and like God bless them, they try. God bless them, they try.
it. Yeah.
But also, it's gonna have to take points away. This one does not include a narrative story by Spike Lee like last year.
I was about to say, I was like, well, technically Madden did do the
Where's
the story
did Mario
mode.
Kart? Did Mario Kart come out last year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Technically, Mario Kart is a Wii U game.
technically.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
But the definitive, like the one that the
Yeah.
definitive edition basically is the
But it was still last year.
Switch version.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'll also
Wait,
throw
wait,
that-
wait,
I'll
wait,
also-
Did fucking whatchamacallit?
Are you-
God damn it!
are you gonna say
When did
ARMS?
ARMS come out? Yeah.
it was this year.
Arms
ARMS just is not a best sports racing game.
It's also it would be a fighting game.
Yeah, it'd
Also
also be
that.
a fighting game technically.
It's like a
But
bot.
I'll also put my vote for Mario Tennis as the best sports game. Mario Tennis Aces. I want to jump on that train. That's already
I
seems
had a ton
pretty
of fun with that.
pretty full.
The
Alright,
only
jump
reason I don't pick Mario Tennis Aces is because like the rest of them are all going for hyper realistic
Yes,
sports games.
which is why I pick Mario Tennis Aces.
okay, fair enough.
But totally, yeah. This is really like whoever wins this, it's going to be because the fan base of that game shows up to vote for it.
Yeah.
I should mention, yeah, the way that this is done is
FIFA's
that, like
probably gonna win.
a pool of like 30 different games journalists or games like media people get to vote.
Is it just 30? That was way more. That was
I think it's 30 outlets.
Oh, 30 outlets.
So like you get like IGN gets like 100 votes from their
Polygon gets like 50 or
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
stuff like that. I think that's how it works. And then everyone like we can go online and vote right now for who we think should win each topic. Next topic though, next category is best strategy game. I should be reading these too. BattleTech, Frostpunk, Into the Breach, Banner Saga 3, Valkyria Chronicles 4. I mean, my vote's for Into the Breach, but that's because that's
You played it. That's the
yeah.
one you played, right?
I mean, I have technically played Valkyria Chronicles 4.
You demoed it, right?
Yeah, I played like 3 hours of it.
It's a toss up I think between Into the Breach and Valkyria Chronicles 4. I don't think Banner Saga 3 is necessarily a hyper strong strategy game.
I just haven't heard any fucking buzz for that game.
It's
I know
'cause
it's good,
Its
but-
development is just such a weird, arduous thing.
Mhm.
I mean, BattleTech. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Nope. Or Frostpunk. I don't know what the fuck that is either.
Oh, I do know about. Oh, Frostpunk's awesome. But it's just not like I just wouldn't consider it the same
Does-
caliber of fighting game as, or sorry, strategy game as Into the Breach or Valkyria Chronicles.
Does what is it? Does Octopath not count as a strategy game, or you're not employing any strategy when you're doing your moves?
I
and your
fucking
turns
hate you.
and stuff? I'm just arguing. Like,
It's a role-playing game.
I mean, yeah, it is in the traditional Final Fantasy IV style of role playing game. So I'm going to say not
Are
a
they
strategy game.
Is there? I think there would be double.
I mean, a lot of games have strategy. in them.
Overlap.
I would
Yeah.
argue.
But the strategy
I would
genre, I
argue-
think, narrows.
I would
it down a
argue
little
every
more.
video game includes strategy by that logic. So, fuck
Uh,
off.
I mean, but like
Except for
Valkyria
Mario
Chronicles
Party,
too.
which is purely luck.
That's
But
true.
Valkyria,
Yeah.
the Valkyria Chronicles, you could like. It's not just you move around the characters individually too, though. Like I know it's a strategy game.
It's a
but-
tactics game.
Yeah, it's still more of
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
it's still more of a tactics game than something like.
You play Fire
Octopath
Emblem.
is.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
no.
I feel like
No.
this. I don't know why you're
It'd be
getting
both.
held up on this.
because it would be a strategy game and it would be an RPG.
simulator.
Yeah, a strategy role-playing game. That makes sense to me.
So why can't I have both of them in the two? Why can't Octopath, which is
Okay, do
But-
you want? Okay, the point might be
But
that
Octopath is a
Octopath
turn-based
is
RPG.
a better,
It's
it's
not-
a better RPG than it is strategy game.
But I wouldn't be arguing that if other titles were not appearing in several categories, which they fucking are. Why is Fortnite allowed to be in how many categories besides just multiplayer?
Because it represents really good things of both of those genres.
I think it's only in 2 anyway.
See, that's why I would disagree. I'm saying Octopath represents a good strategy game. That's what I'm saying.
But I wouldn't. I wouldn't classify it as.
I think when it comes to genre though, they're usually only gonna try to take game in one genre. It can be in multiple categories because Octopath's all like sound design, but I think they're gonna try and limit a game's genre.
Okay.
A game's not gonna be in the action genre.
They
and the
have to,
strategy
though.
and
genre.
also like we said, it's like Pridge was saying. He was like, "Oh, why isn't or when you were saying why isn't ARMS
Monster Hunter or something.
in a sports game because it's boxing?" Like, no, yes, it is boxing, but it's a fighting game.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna limit games to one genre, even if they can fit in 2.
It's just
I think
just because I do.
Octopath is considered more of an RPG than it is a strategy.
the point being, this boils down to is you could almost put games in categories where they have a better shot at winning.
Well, it's
based
okay.
off their
Let me
fans.
compare this to
no
movies.
one's gonna deny that.
Yeah, there's a huge flaw.
Let me compare this to movies. A lot of horror movies will have like a joke in them, but that doesn't mean that it's also a comedy. It's a fucking horror movie.
Okay, but there's a huge difference between a joke and like I'm saying core values. You could say that.
Yeah, but there's a
Octopath-
huge difference between I use strategy in an RPG, but it's still an RPG. This is why I didn't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Next topic. Best family game.
I have Octopath as my best friend.
Mario Tennis Aces, Nintendo Labo, Overcooked 2, Starlink
Hey,
Battle
Paul
for
lost
Actress,
so many points.
Super Mario Party.
Fine.
Pick your
Yeah.
fucking game.
It's fine. I'll die on that grave.
It's Super Mario Party.
It's die on that hill.
Then you'll die alone,
It's fine.
and I will not bury you.
Super Mario Party, because your children can probably win that. Don't play Overcooked 2 with your family. Someone's gonna get stabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Wait, whoa. We're
Super
sad
Mario.
people over Overcooked in that Mario Party? Fuck that noise.
That's a really good
Fuck
point,
that.
actually. That's a
No
really
way
good
in
point.
hell.
But-
People
but-
not stabbing each other over Mario Party when you
But
can
Mario
did-
Party,
The last
Mario
fucking thing with a
Party is
genie.
blind. Mario Party is blind luck, whereas Overcooked.
No, it's not.
Shut
You
up.
think-
Shut up. Whereas Overcooked, I can see my 8-year-old child fucking up, and I want to rifle kick them in the goddamn face.
You think it's blind luck until he knows and lines up the fucking chance time blocks, so you get switch stars when you have all 9 of them, and
Why the
fucko
fuck
Jim
is Nintendo Labo on here?
lost all of them.
Because Labo is a family game.
Yeah.
You build things. And
Is it a
play
game?
With them
Watch
together.
out, it's not a see. Is it a
Games
game? I
have to
don't-
be fun, I think.
You know, oh, Jesus.
There's the 1-2 punch.
That was pretty good.
Get at me, Reggie Fils-Aimé.
That was pretty good. That was
By the
pretty
way,
good.
I vote Super Mario Party for this one.
I do as
Yeah.
well.
Sure.
If it was more appropriate and they threw, I guess you'd have to call it best party
Hey.
game.
Just want to throw that in there. Mario Tennis is in 2 categories already.
Yeah,
Just throwing out there.
because it works in
think-
both categories.
I think 2 might be the limit.
Ooh, okay. All right. Okay.
It's not a
Okay.
strategy game, Jason.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That is a strategy game.
Next
So is
topic:
Final-
best
so is- hang
fighting.
on.
Blaz Blue, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Blaze Blue!
Fuck off. Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 5 Arcade.
5 Arcade has no right to be on this list. I'm just gonna say it. That game is not a 2018 game. Fuck off.
I'm not into any of these games. I'm guessing it's gonna be Soul Calibur 6 or Dragon Ball Fighter.
I think it's Fighter Z. I think it's Fighter Z by a long
I think
shot.
Dragon Ball. I think
Dragon Ball.
I
think
have
it's-
Soul Calibur, and I still think.
Like,
I've
yeah,
put-
Soul Calibur 6 is a good game, but Fighter Z is absolutely huge right now. I don't think a game on this list comes close to touching Fighter Z.
I've played
this year.
between 10 and 400 hours of any of the games
Where's-
on this list.
Why is there
it's-
only
it's-
4
it's
games
Dragon
there?
Ball.
Why is there only 4 games there? Why isn't ARMS in there though?
Because it's not
That's
a good
the-
fighting game.
Yeah.
But they don't have 5. Why don't they have 5 games though? Why they only have
Because
4?
they only wanted
because
to pick good games.
the-
They just picked the 4.
because no one cares about fighting games.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's also the truth.
And also, like, double, no one. Jeff Keighley in fighting games is the whole thing.
It's just kind of weird.
Nobody cares about the Game Awards'
But
fighting game
every
section because Evo exists.
Mhm.
Every category has 5 games except for best fighting. That's kind of weird to me.
And Game of the Year, which has 6.
They could have
Not-
thrown
not-
they could
not
have
to
thrown
nitpick.
something else in there.
You're right. This is the only some have
That's weird.
some have
That
6.
is interesting.
Most have
My
5,
guess
so
my guess
4.
is that of the people who voted, they maybe didn't.
Yeah,
not enough
maybe-
of them picked a 5th game.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
no one even nominated a
I
5th
wonder if
game.
they clarified that.
I mean, here's the
That's
thing,
where-
Fisher. You're the most in the fighting game community out of all of us. What would be the 5th game?
It has to be Arms.
Oh well, then then I'm fine with it not being Arms.
So that's.
And I loved
debatable.
Arms. I actually really
So,
enjoyed playing Arms.
If
but
Street Fighter 5 Arcade is here, then you could actually totally have Guilty Gear
you would
XR Rev 3 on here, which sure. Sorry,
wouldn't
that-
have- you wouldn't-
That doesn't
that's-
change the outcome though.
You wouldn't put
No, not at all.
You wouldn't put ARMS above Blaze Blue.
no,
I would argue that unfortunately Blaze Blue Cross that is a better fighting game than Arms, and I like Arms a lot.
Arms is fun. Arms is fun. But it's not.
But legitimately, if best fighting game was being ranked by the quality of the fighting game, it would probably be Guilty Gear or DBZ Fighter, and like that's just unfortunately the truth of it.
Wait, guys,
Fine.
ARMS was 2017 though.
Oh, you're
Was
totally
it
right.
really?
You're totally right.
Yeah,
it
this
totally
is
was.
June 2017. Why are we even
June,
having
holy
this discussion?
shit.
I
That's
thought
so
that
late.
seemed like it came out like.
Wow, this is a huge waste of time.
Yeah.
Ours,
Oh
was,
my God.
ours was last year.
Oh man.
So
Anyways,
to answer your question, 8-Ball, just nothing fucking came out this
yeah.
year.
Best
Literally only 4 fighting games even existed.
best role playing game.
Where's Hitbox Fighter?
Best role playing game: Dragon Quest XI, Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2. Damn, I forgot that came out this year. Octopath Traveler and Pillars of Eternity 2.
Thank God, Monster Hunter can be in 2 categories. Oh God.
You're
don't think it's-
totally.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Yo.
clarify the point we had just a problem with.
Yes. Say what you said about Monster Hunter before the show even started.
It's not a fucking RPG.
See? What's the fucking difference? You just put it in whatever category you think it belongs into.
Why don't you think it's an RPG?
Your character doesn't make decisions. You have no ability to play a role unless you unless you consider what weapon you choose a role, which is like
It's like you get to choose the class.
Yeah, but that's calling Overwatch a role-playing game.
Yeah, so
That's my
this is-
favorite role-playing game.
There's
Fuck
There's-
off, Io.
God damn it.
Rob was still here.
there's an issue with categorizing games.
Damn.
I promise you.
Jeff
Okay.
Keighley sucks.
This
Also-
isn't even his fault.
Yes,
Also,
it is.
I'm gonna throw in why the fuck is Divinity 2 not in here? I guess
It's
there's none of that-
2017,
It's
honky.
2017.
God fucking damn it! These 2017
Yeah.
games.
That's actually
Get 'em.
April. I was trying to save you, and you made me talk about Monster Hunter. That's why I was gonna say, let me clarify something, and then you cut me off. And
I
was
don't
like,
care. I'm already like negative 60 points.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Regardless of all this arguing, I'm gonna vote Octopath Traveler for this
I'm
one.
also going to vote Octopath Traveler.
I was gonna say it's either gonna be Octopath or Dragon Quest XI. I think the
Not PoE 2.
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
I've heard no one talk about that game.
I've heard no one talk about Dragon Quest.
Got him. I have heard a lot of them.
Yeah, it's the fan base for Dragon Quest is like fervent.
Ravenous. Yeah.
Actually, Buritsu Baru, friend of the show, fucking loves Dragon Quest XI. Won't shut the
Friend
fuck
of the
up
show.
about it.
He's in hell right now.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
dare
no-
you speak
Yeah,
No-
he
to
did
him
it.
like
no
he
that?
was
porn.
actually dead and in hell.
Yeah, but
Corpses can't have opinions and feelings.
okay. We'll say Octopath Traveler. Best action adventure game: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Is this the first category in here that everyone has a legitimate claim?
Well, apart from Hayo, who has not played a fucking game.
No, he's saying
No,
like
no, no,
he's
no,
not about the
every-
category.
Every game.
Jesus, that was a slam on hires still.
I guess best fighting game. And best family. Okay, never mind now.
Honestly, best fighting game definitely had if they.
Yeah, yeah. Everything in
Only
there is a
four now.
legit fighting game, so fair enough.
Because they were the only 4 that existed.
Too. I think all the sports games. do.
And one came out in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is actually I think the toughest, like the actual like first truly tough
The
category.
problem with this category is that most
Four
of
of these
four of these
four of
games
these
are
games
also
are-
best of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you almost like spoil you almost like spoil your call for game of the year
Well,
when
I
you
think
vote on this
I
one.
think that what they'll do is give whatever game doesn't win game of the year will get the win for this category, which is
makes
bullshit.
No sense.
Which is
That makes
bullshit.
no
I think
sense.
you are. I think you are insanely wrong.
Yeah, I
think you're
actually
right.
think I think they're just giving the same game.
Really?
Yeah,
Because
they
I thought they
have-
did
they
that
would
last
have
year.
to.
I thought they did that last year.
They would. It would make sense though.
Well, I mean, okay, this is again mincing things, but one could argue.
Did
One
you
could argue
read
that
the?
the
Did you read the
action-
names?
Yes.
Okay.
One could argue that the action adventure elements of one game are better than the whole of another game that wins.
I think
that's
could
a
be true,
bullshit
yes.
argument, but this is a really tough one.
It is a tough one.
I
know,
mean,
you just
I think
gonna pull us individually.
I think hands down, it's between God of War and Red Dead Redemption 2. I think you could go for a fun switch and throw in Odyssey or Redemption or Spider-Man. I think Shadow of the Tomb Raider has no fucking chance.
I think it's what I said earlier, where some games are put on there out of politeness.
Yeah, I think
was
that
put on
this
there
is
out
the
of
polite
politeness.
game.
Yeah,
And they
Tomb
weren't
Raider-
polite
Tomb
enough to
Raider's
put a
not
fighting
very
game in
nice.
there though. Rest in peace, fist fighting game.
Fucking...
I'm actually picking. I think a lot of these people might pick Red Dead, and I'm picking Spider-Man as my game of the year, the best action adventure game.
I am actually. He's right. I'm going to pick Red Dead. I would God of War, I think, has a really strong contention, but I feel like its narrative is stronger than the like action of the game. Like I found myself when I was watching or playing God of War, I was more interested in like the actual story of Atreus and old man Kratos than the actual like smashy punches.
Too much adventure, not enough action.
Yeah,
Whereas
I
would say Red Dead is the opposite. Well, no, I mean I would say there's too much fucking adventure where you're just riding on a goddamn horse for 20 minutes before you get to do something. But when you get there, oh boy.
They definitely were like, y'all, we're gonna cram some fucking adventure into this shit.
Whether you want to or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like I'm probably gonna give the edge to Red Dead on this one. I think God of War and Spider-Man both have a claim, pretty decent claim, but I think at the end of the day, Red Dead is gonna. I think it will win this one.
Honestly, I have heard a lot of really, really, really good things about Assassin's Creed Odyssey 2. I have no claim or interest in any of the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, my biggest thing about Odyssey is it's getting good reviews, but I feel like it's another Assassin's Creed game. When I feel like all three of these games have sort of broken the mold in some way.
Red Dead, wouldn't you argue that Red Dead's almost like the same as Red Dead Redemption, just bigger?
But it's so far detached.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
There's nothing like Spider-Man up on that list, I would say. Like there hasn't been a Spider-Man like game like that. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think Assassin's Creed is hurt by the fact that there's Assassin's Creed games every year. That's all I'm saying. I think that hurts Assassin's Creed chances.
Now every other year.
Right. But what I'm saying is I think just Assassin's Creed is hurt by that fact.
Yes.
All right. Do we want to give a final?
Whoa.
Sorry. Hayo.
No, okay, so this is the action-adventure category. For a lot of these games, like you guys already brought up, God of War, adventure is a whole lot more present in this action-adventure game. Red Dead, adventure is a lot more present in the action-adventure game. I would say only Assassin's Creed and Spider-Man have a very good mix of the action and the adventure. Assassin's Creed, I was talking about this with the Slam Man, rest his soul. I started getting into that game, and I was like, I was mad because I was like, why is assassins in this game? This is a Odyssey because there is like no assassination. I can't see any resemblance between this game and like the 5 I've played, the first 5 games that came out. And then I saw this. I was like, what the fuck? When did this direction happen? It's a completely different game. It was something I'd never seen before from the series, something I'd never seen before from any type of game. I think it was done in Origins.
Did you play Black Flags?
I still need to play
Black Flags. They changed the direction.
Would you argue that
the direction change?
Yeah.
Would you argue that then by now attaching the Assassin's Creed logo to this game is actually hurting it?
That's where the adventure for this comes in. The action is all different, but the adventure, the Assassin's Creed, that overarching story,
it's still very Assassin's Creed.
Okay. And when you're playing, you're like, oh, so that's why it's Assassin's still.
Are they still doing the Animus?
Yes.
God, fucking damn it!
The Animus is in this game.
It's Assassin's Creed, dude.
It's such a fucking huge plot contrivancy.
Is there still a boss fight where you beat up a fat pope?
Well, the Pope didn't exist.
Yeah,
look, I don't want to hear about your sex fantasies.
Catholicism doesn't even exist.
Yeah, I give it to Odyssey for this category.
All right. Hayo coming in with an opinion. Watch out.
I got one, baby. We on the board.
All right. Another category: Best Action Game. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Dead Cells, whoa, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Far Cry 5, and Mega Man 11. Probably the worst Mega Man game to come out in the last 5 years.
Can I get ahead of this before 8-Ball starts screaming?
It's dumb. That's all to say.
But best action game, as they define it, is the game with the best core gameplay, where that is the majority of the game.
Are you not shooting people in like other fucking like multiplayer?
No. What they're saying here is that the main gameplay of these games is basically most of what there is. Like, so in Red Dead, there's gameplay and a large amount of story. All of these games are primarily gameplay.
I feel like, I mean, I haven't played Far Cry 5, but I'm familiar with the Far Cry archetype.
I don't think Far Cry
Formula.
should be in this category. I
Yeah,
think it's still
I-
a narrative
I
game.
feel like-
I also agree with that statement.
Yeah, I feel like Far Cry could have been put somewhere else, but I think other games beat it out, so it didn't
Yeah,
get put in those categories.
This is
It's a pity.
politeness.
It's a pity
Yeah.
put.
I actually
and-
think Far Cry 5 was pretty underwhelming from everything I heard.
And I think
compared to
honestly,
3.
I
They
think
peaked at
honestly, 2.5 of these games are pity picks. Mega Man 11, I do not think should be on this list.
It's 100% a politeness pick.
I actually don't think any of these games are good.
Really?
Ooh, I do love me some Dead Cells, so
Yeah. I love
Honestly,
Dead Cells.
I will probably just vote Dead Cell because I hate Call of Duty. I think all their games are shit. The Mega Man game was not impressive. Far Cry was not impressive, and I kind of hate Destiny too. So you know what, Dead Cells. That's my vote.
Going by the way this, like, I read that this category is, and that it's based upon like the pure gameplay aesthetic value of these ones. I gotta give it to Dead Cells, because the rest of them all kind of either play the same or play like just their genre plays. Like every Call of Duty game kind of plays the same. Every Destiny game kind of plays the same. The last 3 Far Cries kind of play the same. So I'm just gonna give it to Dead Cells because hey, they did something.
yeah.
Somebody had to.
I mean, hey, and fun fact: the first episode of Around the Monitor was when IGN plagiarized their Dead Cells review.
Can
So-
we talk about right now? I'm gonna bring up this. Action adventure games, action games, and multiplayer games have all arrived, and Fallout 76 is not on any of them.
It missed the cutoff
it
date.
missed the cutoff date.
Missed the cutoff date?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
it wouldn't have been on any of them anyway, so it doesn't.
No, it's a flaming pile of shit. But you know,
Hey, they did put, they didn't put ARMS on there, and it's a flaming pile of shit.
It was last year.
It was.
I know.
Someone get Jason a calendar.
Best VR or AR game: Astrobot Rescue Mission, Beat Saber, Firewall Zero Hour, Moss, and Tetris Effect. This one I actually think could really go to any of these games.
there's a very large problem here of games that aren't able to actually be played by the majority of human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna
but-
vote Beat Saber.
Which is why I think
down
it's
on that.
bullshit that Tetris Effect gets a spot here, because you can play it in not VR, which means more people are going to vote for it.
Incidentally, I'm putting Tetris as my win. I've heard very good things about it.
Yeah.
are
wanna
we
fucking
picking?
play
Wait,
it.
are we picking winners, or are we picking what we think should win?
Both. Say both.
Both, really.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think Tetris has a chance at winning, and I think it deserves
What do
it.
I want to win? Anything but Tetris. What will win? Tetris.
Wow, dude, what? You hate Tetris?
No, it's not. No, I love it. It's,
He says
and
you
I'm
can play it
very
anywhere.
excited for it. But it's not going to win because of its VRness. It's going to win because it's a game everyone knows and a game that everyone can play with or without VR.
Which is why Fortnite could win all of the categories it's in. Theoretically, it could
Yeah.
technically win all of them.
He's right.
Yeah, I am scared that that will happen because
Okay.
the player base of Fortnite is so
It's
goddamn
huge.
huge.
Yeah,
I
and
have a
vocal.
challenge for Kaiser on the next category, by the way.
Oh boy. Do we want to move on to the next category?
Nah.
Okay.
Well put.
Read all the names without laughing. That's
Best
your challenge.
Mobile: Donut County, Florence, Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, and Reigns Game of Thrones.
I thought he was gonna lose it on PUBG Mobile.
I mean, PUBG Mobile. It's dumb that they have to call their game PUBG Mobile when Fortnite just calls their game Fortnite.
Well, I just think it's how did that sneak its way onto Best Mobile?
Yeah, isn't PUBG is just dead.
Pity vote,
Yeah,
dude.
PUBG is dead.
We need
Because
pity
Yeah,
votes.
Escape hadn't
it's
come
a
out yet.
massive pity
Oh
vote.
yeah, Hi, yeah. How knows? How knows
Pity
what's
votes,
going on?
pity votes for everything except for fighting game.
I like that no one believed my pity vote theory, and now everyone's using that on every single category. Fuck you. Pity vote.
I mean, yeah, there's
Oh.
definitely pity votes.
I think. I mean, Fortnite's definitely gonna win.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but I think. I don't know. I haven't played Donut County. I have played Florence.
Okay,
They're both
this
really
one this
great.
one's interesting because we all know Fortnite's going to win.
Mhm.
Because I don't think Fortnite's winning anything else. I think this is the category where they're finally like, here's the Fortnite win, so Fortnite can come up on stage. This or multiplayer, one of the two.
Yeah, I feel like
gonna
they're gonna win multiplayer.
They're gonna win multiplayer.
Mhm.
But so which one should win?
Florence and the Machine. They make very good music.
Yeah, I mean, again, I haven't played Donut County. I've listened to many interviews with Ben Esposito, and he's a really nice guy. But I did like Florence a lot.
I love that Force in the Machine strategy game.
So good.
It's not a strategy game.
We
It's not a strategy game. You gotta be
we
careful.
all know I'm gonna say Donut County. Donut County is amazing. Please go play it.
Is it a strategy game though?
I fucking hate you.
Sure, why not? You can play strategy in it.
Yeah.
it's a fighting game.
Wait. I just realized. Was Dragalia Lost released after? It was released before the deadline.
It was. Yeah, it was.
Damn.
Yeah, Dragalia Lost is not on here.
Oh,
It's
that
not.
hurts. That hurts a little bit.
It's only okay.
It's
Ooh.
Yeah, but PUBG Mobile's shit, so.
yeah.
You know what? You make a damn good point.
And I would
It's not even that hard of a
How is
point
it not
to
at
make.
least better than PUBG Mobile?
and I would argue that it's
Honestly-
better than Reigns Game of Thrones.
Yeah, probably is too.
Reigns is a good game. The fact that it has 3 games and a Game of Thrones expansion is a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, Reigns. I've played the original Reigns. I thought it was very okay.
Yes,
It was very okay. I was like, oh, this is fun,
Donut
I
County,
guess.
it deserves it the most. The soundtrack's amazing. Best dialogue I've ever seen in a video game.
Okay.
That's a fucking bold statement, my dude.
That's a fact.
Jesus.
I'm all about
God.
hardline statements. We've been over this.
Jesus
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, we gotta make
Uh,
this. Hey,
doesn't-
I'm
it doesn't
gonna
have,
ask
like,
you for
Bastion
all of the
narrative.
hardline statements on what's a strategy game and what is a
Jesus
RPG.
fucking
from
God.
If,
here on
if
out.
it's not
Next.
a top-down StarCraft 2 strategy game, it
It's
doesn't
not a
count.
Okay, best independent game: Celeste, Dead Cells, Into the Breach, Return of the Obra Dinn, and The Messenger.
Can we talk about how this is the weirdest fucking category with the
a weird
weirdest choices for this category?
Oh, I think they're all excellent choices.
I think family games is the weirdest category because that one is definitely the broadest of what a fucking family game is.
But like, what an independent game is nowadays is
you're
so
right, you're right.
weird to me.
You're right.
Because like I could argue both that Donut County is and is not an independent game.
Mhm.
Dude, if Donut County made it onto 3 different lists, I would have fucking slit my list. Like, holy
The fact that it
Jesus.
isn't on audio, is on best score music pisses me off.
no.
That
I'm saying
soundtrack
category of
slaps.
game. Same category of game, not.
Oh yeah, I get that.
You're fine.
I do want a quick shout out to Return of the Obra Dinn. 8Ball, do you know what this game is?
No.
This is your game, and actually, I want to do a stream sometime
don't-
soon with you and I.
Don't word it like that ever. Anytime somebody tells me
Okay,
that,
let me tell you this.
They get iced.
Let me
What's
tell
going
you
on?
let me tell you who the person who made this game, what their previous game was. Papers, Please.
What? This is a good game.
You know what?
this game?
You know what the
That is a good
concept
game.
is? It looks like an old school like Game Boy
I'm just gonna look it
game.
up.
It's like monochromatic, where it's like black and like an off green.
Okay.
And the concept is you're a insurance not salesman. What do you call it? Where you like check to make
Adjuster.
no, like you check to make sure, like if something burned down, like you're the person who like checks to make sure it's not fraud.
Oh, you're an auditor.
An auditor, yes, you're an insurance auditor. And there was a ship that like sank 60 years ago, and then like you have like a magic stopwatch that can like go to exact moments in time right before there's like 60 people on the ship that died, and you get to go to like each of their like moment right before their death, and you have like all of their names and like a short description, and you have to figure out who each person on the ship is and kind of like piece together the mystery of how they all died.
That's fucking radical.
I know.
Sounds
I'm
really
like,
cool,
I'm like,
actually.
this sounds like
I'm
my
voting for
jam.
I'm voting for that game just because of that description.
So
That's my pick for this category.
can I interject here?
Yes.
What's pretty funny is that one of these games is on the list for best game of the year.
Thank you.
So doesn't that automatically mean it's going to win this category?
And let's be
in this
let's be
case-
honest,
I-
In
it's
this
going
case,
to.
yes. Celeste
If you're
will
the
win
only
best indie
independent
game.
game to make it to the best of the year, then aren't you automatically better than all the other independent
Also,
games?
isn't Into the Breach still early access?
No, I think it's out.
Okay, it's fully out. Then,
I'm pretty
then
sure.
Fine.
like, don't
but,
get me wrong, Celeste probably deserves this win to win this category no matter what.
It does.
But I feel like it's just funny that this technically isn't a category because there's no way Celeste shouldn't be able to
I
win.
feel like
it's
if-
an auto win.
I feel like especially like, for indie games because they get such a small like highlight on the stage.
Mhm.
Having Celeste in both categories makes Celeste like guaranteed to win this one and guaranteed not to win Game of the Year, and
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
some
yeah.
bullshit.
Well, I wouldn't want it to win Game of the Year in comparison to what it goes against. No offense. Something that's not better.
Yeah,
than
I mean, I think like right at the beginning of the year, I was like, this actually has a really good chance of being the best game that comes out this year. And then better stuff came out. But
And you got
not
some
again.
Red Dead to the face.
Not
Red
against
Dead-
Juggernauts.
Red Dead and God of War, fantastic game. So it's a bummer. I mean, all the games on this list are really fantastic, but yeah, Celeste is definitely going to win this category. All right, next category: games for impact. 1111, Memories Retold, Celeste, Florence, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, and the missing J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories.
Yeah, I don't even know what this category really means.
Games for Change
this is the social justice warriors category.
Yes, precisely.
In the best and worst meaning of the word.
Is 1111 is that the one about? Is that the World War I game, or is that the game about where you're in the mansion and you get to watch all the people like go about their business until the event happens? It's kind of like Clue.
Oh, are you thinking of Sexy Brutale?
No, there's a different game like that, but it's like Sexy Brutale. It's not this one. I just looked it up.
I don't know, but Celeste is going to win this category, right?
I don't know, because
Life is Strange 2 could have a shot.
Games for Impact is such a weird category.
I feel bad because I haven't heard much buzz about Life is Strange 2 yet.
The games of Impact, what?
Games for Impact is like their weird thing for like games that are about or are for significant social change.
Okay, he said SJ. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. Which is like Life is Strange, the original won it because lesbians. Which is something I wish I didn't say because man, that made me sound like an asshole.
Yep.
Because lesbians.
I mean, well, whatever. That's why it won, and it's a great. And I like Life is Strange 1. It's awesome. Life is Strange 2 just isn't quite as good, unfortunately. Life is Strange 1 was very good.
It only has one episode. Like they're only counting the one episode.
I don't know if all of Life is Strange was out when it won. It still deserved to win because it's a really good game with a really interesting like setting and like. I think it came out at the right time, for like where its characters kind of like fit the world, and like being hipsters. It's got to have to be Celeste or Florence, I think for this one, because
is this the best game in terms of like impact or the best game in that category?
I don't know.
I assume that it's the game that made the most impact or has the strongest impact.
I wouldn't put Celeste as my top one though.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think it has. It has much of a
Yeah.
claim as a game for Impact.
That's what I would say.
I think
It's not that it's a bad game.
It's a little weird.
I think it has a lot to do with depression and like overcoming that, and also
No,
I think it's going to win because it was the game
the
that
best-
most people played.
Celeste is probably the best game in that category. I'm not denying that. Am I denying? I'm saying, is it better than? Is it the best impact game?
Probably.
Yeah, and I think we're kind of agreeing with you there.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I just think that more people are going to show up to vote for Celeste.
Yeah, who would argue? What's more important, depression or like other social issues towards that class of people?
No, well, let's not get into that. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying.
I think we should absolutely get into that.
But that's a bullshit. That's a bullshit category. Then, like, who's to say what's more impactful? You know what I'm saying?
I totally understand you.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I don't think that this category should exist.
It shouldn't exist
because it hurts.
Or if it did exist, it would need a very specific definition.
There shouldn't be winners and losers in this category. Just admit that these
I like that.
these games made an impact.
Okay, yeah,
give them all a 4-minute highlight.
Don't put one above the other. That lowers the issue. That's fucking stupid.
I actually, this is really okay. I like that.
No, that's some fucking white boy shit. Are you kidding me right now? This is what happens if you get a bunch of. Absolutely not. That's one of the most normal opinions I've ever heard, to be honest. But I disagree to a very large degree.
You want to say? Do you want to go into it? You don't want to do that.
No, we don't. We
So I
don't.
can't.
Yeah, you don't want to rate which issues more like.
But I would.
Issue.
If I knew the issues that each of the games were going, I'd say yes. This is more important than this.
Fuck! Can we do a bonus episode?
Maybe.
Bonus social justice episode.
When I create a Patreon for this, we'll do that.
Hayo rates every problem in the world.
Jesus.
This is the same guy who said I'd work like 100 hours and you're a bitch if you don't, or something.
And then he quit his job.
And then he
like
he did
7 times in a row because those jobs were sucking.
All right, we should go to the next category.
Moving on.
Games for Impact.
How long have we been recording so far?
Oh my god, it feels like my entire life.
Way too long.
Sleepy.
There will not be a final. There will not be a final round this episode.
Yeah, I don't think we can do it. Best performance. Brian Deckard as Connor in Detroit Become Human. Christopher Judge as Kratos in God of War. Melissa Mahout, or wow, it's a hard name. Melisanthe Mahout as Cassandra in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan in Red Dead 2. And Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker in Marvel Spider-Man. This is also a really hard category.
This is a very hard category.
It's pretty stacked.
Simple. I could beat this. I could win this category in one word.
Okay.
Boy. That's
Oh.
See, but you could actually be referring to Arthur Morgan or Kratos in that regard.
Yeah, Arthur Morgan does say boy a lot. I know you meant Kratos, but
Yeah.
He knows I meant Kratos.
because you said
It's over.
boy.
I will give it to Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan because as someone from the American Southeast, he captures that voice.
He is really
so
good. His performance is
insanely
amazing.
well. He does the thing where he like pats his horse and says like okay girl, okay boy. He does it so like on point that like he sounds like people I know to the point where it makes me uncomfortable. And he's from fucking New Jersey.
And
that guy nailed it.
One thing that is so amazing to me about his performance as Arthur Morgan is like the range that character has. Now, granted, it's much like the focus of that game is so much more broad than Kratos in God of War. Like it's a much more focused story that they're trying to tell, which I think lends
I'd
itself
argue
to that.
he gets more to work with.
Oh, 100%. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan has so much more to work with. I can't even imagine the amount of voice work that he had to do for this game. How many hours and motion capture too, but just like the range is absurd, and like some of the stuff he's done is like really, 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 really like today. Quick anecdote: I got into a mission where this guy was like, "Oh, I lost all my shit. You need to go to this house and like help get my mementos back." And I went to the house. It was like torn down, and it was like I was like reading these these notes, and it was like sad, like this old man who like lost everything. And then like you go into the basement, and you find that he became wealthy because he was a runaway slave catcher. And then you're like, oh. And then you go back to him, and just like how shitty Arthur Morgan treats this guy is fucking awesome, and it's so rewarding. And like he just meets the man in front of a fire, and he just throws all of his belongings into the fire in front of him.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you're just gonna throw him in. I'm like, damn.
I mean, I thought about
afterwards.
doing that, but I was like, whatever. This isn't.
Oh, you could pick to choose to do that?
No. Like just in the
I mean,
game, like
you could lasso the guy and just toss him in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I could have just put my bandana on, shot him, and took it off and walked away. But
Anecdotes aside, I'm voting for my boy Gary Lowenthal.
I actually
Yuri's
like to
performance
note-
is very good.
Yeah, so is Brian Deshartis Connor. He's
I
the
do
best
love
part
it.
of
I
that
do.
shitty video game.
I'm gonna agree with
Damn.
I'm gonna agree with Hiro on this one.
All right.
Boy.
Just because that.
And Melissa Melisanthe Mahout, congratulations, you've been given the politeness one.
Diesel Pete's.
I
Gender inclusion.
Wow, I don't know about that.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's why she is on there, isn't it?
Wow.
Damn you, Jeff Keighley.
Wow, I don't
Wow.
know. I feel like everyone's been saying her performance was good.
I know, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong.
And it was.
The performance could be very good.
And like
Oh,
She's also a
I haven't
woman,
played the game. Haven't played the game.
Anyways, next category: Best Audio Design. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Forza Horizon 4, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
this one can be boiled down to 3, I think, very easily.
Yeah.
Man, I hate this category because a lot of games have a lot of fucking good music, and it
No,
seems
no,
like
No. This is not score music.
Yeah.
this is okay.
Audio.
thank
Audio
God.
design.
I didn't see the other category. Okay.
It's the way they use music or sound in the game.
Yes.
I've heard somebody today make a really good argument for Spider-Man in that, like, while you're swinging, as you start to pick up speed, like, more and more instruments get added to the song, and, like, it becomes, like, really, yeah.
That that is technically score, though.
No, but the design of it.
Hey, watch
sure.
out, dude! You
Of-
can't
of
put us
how
in
it
different
puts
categories.
together.
That's against the law,
Jesus
Mister.
God.
Crack down on this guy.
That's not what we were even saying in the first place, and you know it.
Jason has negative 500 points.
I'll take it.
My vote's for Red Dead Redemption 2, but that's because it's the one that I've played the most.
I think like it's gonna come down to Red Dead or God of War. Forza gets a special nod for like I think more than any other game series, they capture hyperrealism so insanely well.
When you don't have to animate humans, it's not so hard.
It's you know what? Yeah, but like God bless them, they made a huge fortune out of it. I'm gonna give it to God of War.
All right. Best. What?
Whoa.
What?
Because I have something to say, but I want to see if he has something to say.
Oh no.
I'm saying Spider-Man.
Oh.
You go.
All right. And
Like the web sold me, dude. The web sold me.
the swinging, dude. He likes the swinging. I'll also say Spider-Man because yes, when web swinging sounds great. The webs in general sound great. Whenever you're fighting, the punches feel good. The impact feels good. When you knock somebody out and there's that big boom, that feels great. If you do like a web execute, hearing them splat up against the wall feels good. Jumping around, barely dodging bullets. They're shooting rockets and shit at you, and you're hitting them with some wind.
This is great.
It always feels good, sounds good, looks good. Everything about Spider-Man in all categories is top tier for all mediums.
All right. Well, it's also the highest selling PlayStation exclusive of all time. So congrats to them.
Is it really? Good for them.
Yeah.
Wow, good for them.
Next category: Best Score or Music. Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, Octopath Traveler, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm gonna reserve my arguments about Donut County. Is anything missing from this list?
I mean, I think here's what I'll say as a generalization for this. If it's not a big series game, chances are, since it doesn't get the popularity like some of these other games,
I mean that's
all
of this is.
It's blatantly unfair.
Fair enough.
Because I still think a lot of games have pretty good scores and musics, but since they're not as popular as
But are they better than all of these?
But that's
I mean that's the question you literally asked. Is like, what is there a game that's missing?
I would say yes. Some of them are.
What would you put on here?
We'll go back down and scroll down some of these games. Like, for instance, not that game. But I'm just saying.
Well, Fisher said Donut County, so we can throw that in there.
But
I would actually say Detroit Become Human has very good score.
It does.
Not music. The music in the game is not a lot of it. First of all, but the score, like the background music, the BGM is very, very good.
That's good.
Detroit.
It's fine.
Oh, and did A Way Out come out in 20? Yeah, A Way Out. Although does using licensed music weaken your like chance? It's not original.
I don't think it should. That's my argument.
Then yeah, A Way Out should be on there as well. Then.
All right. I think I'm gonna vote for this one. Probably Celeste. I could see why people would pick Octopath. I mean, I could see why people would pick any of these, but
I'm gonna vote Octopath.
Mm-hmm. For me, I'm all about the chiptune bullshit, so I was really into Celeste's soundtrack.
Yeah, that stuff is bullshit.
You have to whisper that.
Sorry, what was that, Hayo?
Nothing, Kaiser. I love your taste and everything.
Nothing, officer. I'm gonna go Red Dead because I actually thought a lot of like the songs
because it hasn't won enough.
No, because the songs, the characters sung were actually really charming.
Yeah, I guess that does count as score music.
Well, because like it's the only necessarily like music really in the game because like there's not you know what I mean. Like,
there is like actual songs that get played during specific moments.
They're not gonna cut into like when you're fucking chasing down a train and like fucking Kiss's Rock and Roll All Night's gonna come in on the overlay.
There is one part in the game where they put like an actual like song like a pop song. Not a
really
like a really? it's like a folk song, but yeah, like a song that was released in like the actual 70s. Not even the 70s. It was like I think 90s.
You're further than I am, so I'm gonna take your point. Fuck it then. Ready to go to hell. I'm gonna talk about Traveler. Which has a kick-ass soundtrack.
All right, best art direction: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Return of Obra Dinn.
I think Octopath's
I think
sort
so
of
too.
HD
I think
2D is absolutely gorgeous.
I think only Octopath and Return of Obra Dinn even have a fucking claim to be in this category.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
The other three just stuck to their respect.
Make it in there?
I think like it does a really good job in its series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or setting, sure. But like that doesn't really like that's not much of an art style, really. I mean, it is, but it's like you went for semi-realism. That's not really hard.
Yeah, a lot of these games are just semi-realism, except for Octopath and Return of Obra
And Red Dead is just realism.
Right. So I think, and again, like I said, I think Octopath took a really gorgeous direction with their art. So
Yeah, I
I
like
think
that.
like that one's my
They
favorite.
also play with perspective in a really cool way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Best narrative: Detroit Become Human, God of War, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Man.
I'm gonna go with Detroit Become Human on this one.
I refuse.
That's the thing. I want to give it to Detroit Become Human because I really like. Honestly, that game is good. I did like that game, but it has some deep flaws.
It has a ludicrous third act plot twist that absolutely tears the entire story in half.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Which one are we talking about?
The Child.
Oh yeah, that is really bad. That is really bad.
It makes no fucking
Yeah.
It defies the entire
I
logic
was
of
mad.
everything that the game has taught us up until that point.
I was kind of mad at that point.
It's ludicrous.
Yeah, I was kind of mad.
I haven't beaten Red Dead 2, but I'm actually gonna give it to God of War for being a very charming father and son story.
Yeah, I would also give it to God of War.
Life is Strange
That's
2
what I was
Episode 1, absolutely fuck off, you're an incomplete game.
Got him.
So there.
Best game direction. We're getting into the final three here, the big boys.
into the
the
heavy
heavy
hitters,
hitters. Yeah.
We're getting the same games appear on every list every fucking time. And it's like,
Yeah, but we'll
Yeah.
really get into it for
Dang, this is like the
GOTY.
sixth nod
Hey.
for God of War and Red Dead.
yeah.
God of War and Red Dead have
And
eight
Spider-Man.
nominations.
And Spider-Man, yeah.
I'm not saying they're bad games. It's just sick of seeing the same thing over and over again.
Best game direction: A Way Out, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
If any of you pick Detroit Become Human, I'm gonna fucking
Alright.
flip shit about how much I hate
Here's
David
what I'm
Cage.
gonna say. I'm gonna pick A Way Out because it's the only other game that hasn't been on any other list. Give it this category. Don't fucking care. I don't know anything about that game. Just put it in there.
I think
I respect that.
I
I
think
respect
I
it.
think I would give it to God of
Fine.
War. Actually,
I'll go God of War on this one.
A Way Out.
really?
I cannot remember the gentleman's name who directed this. He's the crazy foreign guy who last year was the guy on stage screaming "fuck EA."
Yeah, I
Love
remember
that guy.
I remember that.
Oh, I know
Mind
that
you,
guy.
mind you, this game was still released by EA.
Yeah.
Mwah. He is actually a really interesting and semi-crazy director who really
Yes, they often
wants
are.
to tell interesting stories and wants to make games that other people aren't making, which I respect the hell out of. I would argue that David Cage is the same thing. He's just not a very good game director, and he's also a sexist, racist asshole.
Yeah, that's probably true.
The 1-2.
Mm.
Sexist and racist.
And an asshole.
Which one is more important, Rob? Don't answer that
Which
question.
one's more important?
Don't answer that question.
I would have blown that question right the fuck
I
up.
know.
We gotta save it. We gotta save it for the special episode.
Welcome to Real Talk with Hayo.
That could be our spin-off.
That'd be
Yeah, the one that
very
gets us
bad.
gets you a strike on YouTube.
Get your
Yeah.
Yeah.
account removed on YouTube.
You couldn't put that on Facebook because I wouldn't
Coming
want to get
straight to
blacklisted by your
Vimeo.
folks.
All right. Is that the final consensus on this? We're split between Way Out, God of War.
Yeah, that seems
Do
fair.
we think Red Dead Redemption 2 has a chance of winning this? I don't think it will.
Oh, I think it. I think
I
like
think it has a chance, but I don't think it should or
I don't
will.
think it will.
yes, exactly. I think it has
Yeah, I
a
agree with
chance.
that.
I
Yeah,
do not think
that
it
statement
will.
sums it up.
I think
Generic
they
California.
definitely.
I think Red Dead has a chance to win all of the categories.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly,
Exactly.
and that's why it won't win this one.
Right.
Best ongoing game. Oh, this is gonna be a.
Oh man,
I fucking.
this is gonna be a fun
Please
category.
don't
right
talk
here.
about it. Destiny 2, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, and
This
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
this category is almost like a bash against some of these games. That they
Yes,
had to,
you're
like,
right. You're right. It is. And,
like No
and
Man's Sky,
honestly-
this should be an insult almost.
It blows my
No,
mind. It blows my mind
here's
that,
the thing,
that No
actually,
Man's
okay?
Sky is on here, but Sea of Thieves is not, and I feel like Sea of Thieves is way more fucking relevant.
I would argue though that No Man's Sky is a better example of what this category is trying to say. Games that long after their release, the content
Become what they
creators still,
promised.
Sure,
Don't
sure.
completely suck ass.
Sure, but like it's a game that came out and yeah, it was a fucking flaming shit show. But since then, instead of just literally taking the money, cutting and running, the guys at Hello Games said, "No, fuck it, we're gonna fix this," and they are still working on trying to complete trying to deliver the promise. I respect that actually.
Hire, do you want to throw a game on this list that you play pretty much religiously, and it's a continuous game, just like some of these other games?
Oh, please.
Toontown.
Yes! 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 I was like, God, I'm hoping that he doesn't say League of Legends as a joke. And
It
you
has no right to
totally,
be on here.
you totally stuck
It
the
has
landing
Legends.
for me.
It was
Thank
either
you.
going to be Toontown or RuneScape.
I don't
I
think.
completely
Oh,
forgot
that,
about League of
oh my
If-
God. Can you
if-
fucking imagine a world where RuneScape is nominated for Best Ongoing Game? Holy
Well,
shit.
I mean,
Dude,
that
fucking
actually does
awesome.
raise a point of why aren't more MMOs on this list? Like, not
they're
RuneScape.
not the
Fuck
best.
off.
Wow.
Like,
I mean,
WoW.
but, like,
awful.
WoW is not bad. Well, WoW's not on this list because it's bad.
No.
I mean, I'm not crazy about. I hate WoW actually, but I mean, Final Fantasy 14 also has a legitimate claim to that. If Destiny fucking 2 is on there, you're kidding me.
Yeah, Destiny 2.
Honestly, I think
I know what's
Overwatch is on
winning
here.
the category.
Fortnite's gonna win it, but I
Fortnite-
Yeah.
think
Well, okay, that settles that at least.
Also, Overwatch has no real right to be on that list.
No, I don't think so.
It-
I
if-
think
if
I think
League-
I think
if
Tom
League
is
Clancy,
on
there,
I think
Overwatch
Tom
should be on
Clancy
there.
should win, but
I think it also should
Fortnite
win.
Will win.
But yeah, if like I said, if these MMOs are not on here, then Overwatch doesn't deserve to be on here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Overwatch is a weird choice for this category.
Yeah.
A
I
MOBA
think
that
they
comes
just-
out this year?
It's not ongoing.
No,
No,
it came out
this
in 20
this category is different. They did say this one is like none of these games came out this year, technically.
No.
What?
No.
Fortnite
No.
going to come out this year?
What?
No.
Rainbow Six came out in
Came out last
2015, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Why is it League of Legends on here, boy?
That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
yes.
That's what I was
That's
trying
what
to
I'm
bait
saying.
you into.
Like-
You
like,
fucking
if-
Toontown.
If
know.
Overwatch is on there, League should be on there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
why are if Destiny 2 is on here, why aren't like WoW or Final
Hey,
Fantasy
you can
14?
only have 5 slots, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 if you're pushing it, unless you're fighting category. Go fuck
Okay, then
yourself.
remove Overwatch. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Has absolutely no right to be on here.
I agree with
They
Overwatch
just released new
for real.
characters.
And I think
Hey.
Tom Clancy should win it actually.
Blizzard
think
needs
so.
some.
I would
game
like
on
Tom.
there.
I would like Tom Clancy.
Because
to
I don't
win
want
it,
No
but I
Man's
think
Sky and
Fortnite
Destiny
will.
2 anywhere near this category. Well, they deserve to be in it, but I don't want them to win.
No Man's Sky can win for all I care.
Jesus. All right, boys. Whew.
That shouldn't be an indictment. That
Here's
shouldn't be a burn.
Here's the big one. Here's the big one. Game of the Year 2018. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
I think we should absolutely divide this into what we think is going to win and what we want to win and why.
Another way you could also put this too. I want to add to that is put your last place vote too. What do you think should be last or like doesn't belong in this list or something like that? Because I don't know if anybody has that. Because I have one that I don't think deserves to be on here.
Really?
Should we have some
Well,
order?
actually,
as well?
April, go ahead then. Oh yeah, wait. I think we should all say what we. Actually, no, I don't know. I don't know.
I
Well,
can't
but
put
we
them in
should,
order.
we should just go around, have each
Yeah.
person give their full thoughts on
Right.
it.
Okay,
Alright.
I'm not going to go first then,
All right.
because there's a lot of people off. I think
Yeah,
I
I'm
vote
sure you
April
will.
goes first.
I vote April goes first.
that's fine. Okay, so my game of the year is going to be Marvel Spider-Man because out of all of those games, I think it has the most unique niche. It brought back Spider-Man and it did a lot of things
I
in
mean,
terms
did
of.
Spider-Man need bringing back? I mean, I feel like he's still pretty popular.
He's
Unless you
popular,
mean
but I meant,
in a
like,
video
in terms
game.
of video
Always bring
game,
him back.
in video game
Yeah.
industry.
Okay.
And it incorporated a lot of things that took from like Arkham games, but
Mhm.
did really well. I was in soundtrack, good voice acting, and
Mhm,
it just
mhm.
did a superhero game that's very good that we haven't seen in a really long time. I think since the Arkham. That's what I would pick. Red Dead is kind of like Red Dead. It's just bigger. And I know this pisses people off,
to
but-
be-
Wait, hold on.
to put-
I want to clarify something. What do you mean by has the most unique niche? What do you mean by
I'm
that?
saying like in terms of like
So-
like obviously I think Celeste is the most unique and
Okay,
different.
yeah. That's kind of.
But I'm saying like Spider-Man, I think separates itself. Like you can maybe say Celeste could just be like an indie game. I don't think Celeste is big enough yet. And that's
I 100% agree.
I agree.
okay. I don't think it's big enough for this category. Now that's not my game. I don't think deserves to be in this category. I
Mhm.
just don't think it.
Yeah,
has
I think Celeste
one
definitely
play.
deserves to be on this list. It won't win.
It just
nor
won't.
should it. Nor should it.
I think we're all in agreement about
Mhm.
that.
So here's where we'll win. Red Dead will win. I think Spider-Man should win, and I think that doesn't belong in this category at all. Even though I think Celeste deserves to be on this category, I think Monster Hunter does not deserve to be on this category.
I actually agree with that.
I think
Interesting.
Monster Hunter does not deserve to be in the choice of game of the year. I didn't think it was.
Then I'm gonna like to go next
I know
because
somebody else could burn on me, but that's.
I think Monster Hunter World should win.
Okay.
Whoa!
I think Monster Hunter World is the best example of a relatively small franchise going into the AAA.
I understand. Okay, I understand what you mean by that.
And also like evolving itself from a handheld title, which is what Monster Hunter is, into a main play it on your big console or your big honking PC with your friends thing. It obviously won't win. There's no debate there. Monster Hunter World is
Not a
not winning
chance
this
in hell.
category. It's going to be Red Dead. I don't think anyone here is going. Maybe other than God of War.
Oh,
I
I
don't
was
think
gonna say,
anyone's-
I think God of War has a really strong chance. Because here's the thing: everyone who played God of War was like at least a 9 or a 10. There are people who've played Red Dead, and they're like,
Yeah.
"It's a really good game, but it's not for me, so I'm going to put it down."
Right. But like excluding Celeste, which we're just gonna act like is in this category because it messes everything up. Because it's not it's not a AAA title, and it is unique and it's great, good for Celeste, but it's not going to win, so it doesn't matter. Monster Hunter World is the most unique out of any of these games. It's also a game that has never been on this out of all the games in this category, Monster Hunter World is the only one that really hasn't had this kind of like shot on the stage before. There have been like Arkham games and Game of the Year. There have, of course, been their Red Deads and Assassin's Creeds and God of War style like adventure brawler games up at this level. A Monster Hunter style, like you and your friends gonna go kill some fucking monsters, has never been up at this like level of acclaim or like this front of the stage.
So you're saying Monster Hunter Space Jam?
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World Space Jam. Fight the
I'm
monsters.
just fucking saying that Capcom has already done crossovers. Did it with fucking Square Enix and Final Fantasy 14. Space Jam 2 is coming out. Come on, Monster Hunter World cross Space Jam.
Come on and slam. Welcome to the jam.
Yes.
Also, in because we're having a Space Jam movie, we're also having a Monster Hunter movie. Which I don't know if you've seen anything for.
I didn't know this. This is happening.
They've released
There's
There's
a Monster Hunter manga.
Well, there's a Monster Hunter movie coming out.
There's also a manga.
Which apparently they have actual real life tanks in fighting the monsters.
That's totally within like reason.
What?
I mean, they have guns and they have giant gun lances and like
It looks like
technology
it's
in the
set in
Monster Hunter
modern
verse.
day.
Oh. Okay, I thought you meant they have like Monster Hunter like world-esque.
It looks like
style, but
It
they're
looks
tanks.
like Transformers, the reboot, like the live-action Shia LaBeouf. Except also,
wait, hold the
except
fuck on.
also
I would watch
they
the
don't.
ever-loving shit out of Transformers versus Kaiju.
But here's the thing: they don't show any monster in the
About
pictures
Kaiju.
so far.
Weird.
Yep. Anyways, this isn't important. Game of the year.
Yeah, go ahead, Bridge.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give you all the ultimate super short primer. I'm going to give you everything you need to know about all 6 of these games.
Oh,
that
I'm
will
hyped.
instantly decide everything you need to know.
Okay.
Weird choices.
Okay.
All right. So first, we got Rootin' Tootin' Cowboy Shootin' 2.
Nice.
This game is Rockstar wanted to make the next Grand Theft Auto 5. All they had to do was heartlessly abuse their employees to do it. But you know what? They made a really good cowboy game at the end, and you can collect lots of horses. And that's also very important.
Yeah.
Number
And
2.
hats.
And
Number 2. We've got PETA's Worst Nightmare, Monster Hunter World. A game where you literally go to an exotic land, find exotic creatures, and murder them constantly so you can wear their skin as clothes.
Nice.
And
Okay,
then just
hold
do
on.
that ad nauseum forever.
This is great.
Literally, the argument though is they started it.
Doesn't matter. It's still PETA's Worst Nightmare. But overall, it's still a pretty good game, and it's fun to play. 3. We got Marvel Spider-Man. Did you like the Arkham series, but instead of being a rich white guy with issues over dead parents, you want to be a young millennial white guy with issues over a dead uncle? This is the
Damn.
game for you. Because
Damn.
they're basically the same thing, just one takes place at night, and one actually takes place where there's a sun that exists.
He's crushing it. He's crushing it so
take
far.
on Spider-Man.
Spider-Man didn't deserve
All
that.
right, number 4, we got Dad of War. This game got memed a bunch because mostly we're used to Kratos. Because in this game, Kratos is like a nice guy with a son, but most of us, we're used to Kratos waking up next to badly rendered PS2 boobs.
Sorry, could you say his name one more time?
Yeah.
Kratos. Oh, it's Kratos, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
Everyone was losing their mind.
You made him sound like an STD. Ah, fuck, I got
Remove it,
Kratos
though.
again.
Sorry,
Keep
Kratos
going,
is
keep-
from Tales of Symphonia. My bad.
Oh,
That's all
right.
But yeah, so memes aside, this game's also apparently pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
5, we have Celeste, which is literally only on here because, as we mentioned, we don't want to seem too elitist and only include AAA games. So we have to give one participation award to the best indie game.
It
So
is-
congratulations, Celeste, you get a participation award, but you're not winning.
It is really good.
And finally, we have Where in the World is Assassin's Creed? This, it's in Sparta,
Damn.
apparently.
Damn,
And
that
it's
was
basically
good.
like every other Assassin's Creed game, only this time, if you eat enough Totino's pizza rolls, like the basement-dwelling goblin that you are, you can get free EXP boosts.
God damn it.
So that's everything you need to know about all 6 of these games, including the one with Kratos.
which one's winning?
Okay, so Red
Based
Dead's
on
going to
those
win.
descriptions,
Red Dead's going to win because Rockstar literally did everything they could to make this game, including ruining their employees' lives. And the end result is probably worth it. So congratulations, Rockstar. Go fuck yourself. Don't let anyone tell you that greatness can't be built on human suffering. Just look at the pyramids.
Or Rome.
which you can find
Or
in
America.
the
Every
last
empire in the
Assassin's
world
Creed game.
Or America.
Or the American South, yes.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Or
You
just-
said greatness has to be built. Got him!
Damn.
that.
That was pretty savage.
I would like Spider-Man to win actually, but Red Dead's going to win.
I think,
That's what I said.
like I said, I think God of War is actually going to win, but that's
What about
just a
Hayao?
theory.
What about
Again,
Hayao? He's last
theory.
one.
Game theory.
I honestly wonder how much like God of War got fucked over by coming out before Red Dead 2.
Cowboy.
Probably a lot.
Probably not.
Well, here's the thing, though. The last 2 years, the game that won Game of the Year came out early.
Probably a lot.
Legend of Zelda:
Okay,
Breath of
then.
the Wild came out like February.
Literally could not have lost despite being a 7 out of 10. That game was
Dude,
guaranteed
I will
to
fucking
win.
fight you if you call that game a 7 out of 10.
Call it a 6 out of 10. I think that'll make your case a little better.
God damn, that game is so fucking good, and you're so wrong. I'm so sorry.
It's a great game. It's a 7 out of 10.
Oh,
It's a
man.
fucking masterpiece.
Great
I'll-
and 7 out of 10 are the same thing.
Yeah.
I'll give you.
Listen. If we're going by IGN scales, that's an 8. So
It's true. Well, no, if you go by IGN scales, the only numbers on the rating scale are 0, 1, 8, 9, and 10.
Just know Legend of Zelda game.
sorry,
Breath of the
8.7.
Wild, it's an
Yeah,
action adventure game. Action adventure game can't be can't have it floating into different categories. Action adventure can't have it as strategy or anything else or RPG. Even though
Jason drops to -1 million.
I'm
points.
really excited to see when this is edited how many points Pridge got for the whole fucking thing he just did, and how fucking down 8-Ball is in points.
Well, you know what?
Has
You made
has
a
he
really
gone
good
so
argument
far below
there.
zero, he's
going to. I realized halfway through that I've just been, because I've been arguing the whole time, I haven't been giving anybody points. And so I was like, oh, well, at the end of this, we'll just do another thing. And I was like, actually, no, this is just the whole episode.
yeah, that's the episode.
But
It's just-
and then I was going to be like, okay, everybody's a winner. And then I was like, oh, yeah, okay, no, everybody's a winner but 8-Ball. And now I'm like, actually, no, Dapper's the winner because of his summary. His summary was so
Everything
good.
Hayao has
you need
to
to
win.
know.
Get Hayao a
Yeah.
chance. This is his only
can't
chance
wait,
to
dude.
win, even
Wait,
if it was everybody
wait.
winning.
How do
He
I not?
hasn't won.
How do I not get bonus points for continuously
hasn't
shilling Donut County on every
He
episode
hasn't
I've been
gone.
on?
Yeah,
Because it's a
I-
trash game.
Gone.
Like Ben
He still deserves a turn, by the way.
Ben Esposito owns me money.
He's just like he even in a chance we all win. He can't even win that. The guy can't win.
I actually think Hio said like 10 words this entire episode.
I thought I was in second place for a little bit.
You know,
You very well still might be.
for
I think Dapper's winning though.
for
Sure,
Cowboy shoot.
if this was Mario Party, Rob would definitely have the surprise bonus stars.
Every episode.
Okay.
No way, no
For-
way.
For,
Eight-Ball has the-
for least words spoken and I think funniest point.
8-Ball has the Happening Star though.
I'll take it.
When that Happening Star is like the most
event
like
star is a new star.
yeah most like things you step on, like the exclamation.
He's definitely
point and the
stepping on
stars.
something.
Exactly.
The right,
And
the
it's my
right
fucking
move.
toes is what he's
Thank you.
stepping on. Alright, but I think that's gonna do it for this episode of
Kyle,
Round
we
the
never
Line.
let Ohio go.
What?
We never let Ohio even go.
Wait, did
No,
you really not say your
no.
opinion on the 6?
No,
I said
No.
first, man.
Oh my god.
I'm
No,
not
I'm just
trolling you. He hasn't.
Alright,
He
then
hasn't
say it.
gone. He
Shit,
has
I'm
not
so
gone.
sorry.
No, fuck it. There's no winners anyway, dude. I didn't realize
The
that
winner
until,
of
like,
this week
15
is
seconds ago.
Hio 590. His first
I
win
don't wanna
ever.
win this shit,
No,
dude.
you don't. Not
Just
like this.
like a
Not
movie
like
win.
this.
I don't want this fucking pity win. I'm not a Jeff Keighley Movie Awards
You're,
attendee.
you're the. You're the.
I'm not PUBG Mobile.
Yeah, PUBG Mobile.
Christ.
But
What
do you
was
wanna-
this episode?
Do you want to tell us what you think about these games, Hio?
No, I don't. Get us the fuck out of here. You kidding me right now?
Okay.
Hell
Thanks
no.
everybody for tuning in again
What
to
the
Around the
fuck?
Monitor.
What just happened?
This was definitely an unconventional episode. I think it was a lot of fun. Sometimes things got a little intense, and that's okay because we're all friends here still. For the
Is
most
this an
part.
after school special now?
Somewhat.
It's one of the most impact games right here. This show.
But
Most
here's the
impact
thing:
shows.
if you have any opinions on all of the stuff that was said here, because I'm sure you do, please comment and tell us about them.
Beg more. Please, please.
I don't
Please
beg- I
send
don't-
help.
I don't beg for shit. But all right.
Thanks
Thanks.
to Sarah McLaughlin's Arms of an Angel. Donate us comments.
Jesus Christ.
For just one comment a day, Around the Monitor can continue to live.
Should it?
I'm gonna. Wowzers.
There goes all your points.
Yeah, fuck.
Come down here.
Hey,
Come
hey,
down,
Bo-
come
All
down
right.
here with.
All right, Pridge,
Ball thought nobody would
Pridge,
join
you just
him.
have to see something
Come
really,
down here.
really shitty, and then Hio can actually get the real win.
Fuck.
All right, here's what we go.
Kill this
The
show.
actual game of the year is Monster Prom, the best competitive dating sim that exists.
I forgot about that game.
I don't see any issue with this.
I mean, honestly, though, like you could, yeah, like you didn't pick a bad game though. That was the problem.
Yeah. I picked Konami's International Superstar Soccer '98 game of the year. Dark Horse.
98.
Can I pick Bad Rats? I know it came out in like 2011.
Fuck you.
Come down here again. Let's go.
All right.
I'm hanging, me and 8-Ball are hanging
we're,
out.
we're
Hang out.
done here. We're done here. This was the shittiest anticlimactic ending to this episode.
It was really bad.
Hio, you got something
This is
funny
what
to say to save
happens
us?
when you involve Jeff Keighley. He ruins everything.
Hio, can you Hio, why don't you tell us which is worse, sexism or racism? We'll end the episode on that.